The Innovation for Food Security session, main focus was looking at how development and uptake of innovations can be made in a way that is more sustainable, looking at inclusive issues, issues around how to engage, how to resolve gaps in multi-stakeholder engagement, difficulties that within the ARF programs and JCP programs, challenges that have been faced. How do we work on solving these missing links in the development as on the research side, and then the processes that involves in that, and then also how does the uptake of this innovation happen, involving where private sector tends to play a very key role, and then also the final beneficiary of these innovations being farmers. How do we take the entire chain, looking at specific issues on that? I'll use our project as a case example where we worked on water and weather monitoring systems for smallholder farmers in the cocoa valley chain in Ghana. We worked with researchers, with policy, and also private sector being in the lead to look at what necessary steps are required. One, let's say on the policy level, in Ghana, you require approval with the meteorological agency to get such services out in the public, or to researchers having developed a very innovative station, but then you need to engage with policy to make sure that there's a buy-in from the word go. Private sector, in terms of looking at how do you make this service or this innovation sustainable beyond the research funding. And we realized that it hasn't been an easy process, but then there are interesting steps that we have taken. There is strong participation or engagement from policy, or I would say government. Private sector is also eager to see these services being taken to farmers. Researchers are also being challenged to bring better and newer innovations to solve needs that farmers are having. Connecting research to policy is really important. The reason being that you can't execute programs or projects in isolation. It's all connected. They are intrinsically connected. So if a research project goes ahead to implement or design very nice innovations, it has a policy implication in the bigger scope of food security and nutrition security. Policy needs to be involved from day one and help in aligning with what, let's say, government or country level program is seeking to do. How does that also feed into the national agenda and then trickle down to the lower level? So I think I see a critical link between working with policy and then research. The most important lesson I learned from the innovation section is that over the period we have in a way boxed innovation as just the output of research processes or research projects, but then we fail to see innovation in the steps or the processes that we go through in coming up with these wonderful innovations that is supposed to help us achieve food and nutrition security. We need to see it beyond just outputs and having indicators just measuring outcomes of what we do, and then focus on the step-by-step processes that we take in achieving the overall outcome of our innovations or programs that we set out to do. In terms of looking at what I can do personally in bridging this gap from a private sector point of view, I see that it is important from the word go, be inclusive, knowing that your program or your project has implication beyond just as a private sector, maybe profit. It goes beyond. It goes to affect livelihoods of smallholder farmers. it has policy dimension, and so it is important as a private sector to engage with various actors. It's also important to know that it takes quite some time for innovations to get to market, and there always had to be dialogue in bringing balance to conversations and discussions in these sort of systems.